This is Country Living Oregon Style 61, and we're going to show today how we make our Canadian bacon. This is the first steps of it. We ended up talking to a guy out of Texas. His name is Jim Ryan, and he gave us the recipe on how to do this. We did it here a while back, and we tested it before I did a video, and it turned out excellent. That's the same Canadian bacon that I use on making the pineapple and Canadian bacon pizza. So now we're going to show you how we make it from the start. This is a 9.76 pound pork loin, boneless. And Jim's going to show, we're going to end up cutting it in 3 sections, and then we'll show, I'll stop the video, he'll show how to rinse it off, I'll stop the video, and then we'll show you what we mix up to put over it. It takes 5 days to get it seasoned before you can smoke it and to cook it. So, on that note, I'll let Jim go ahead and show you what he does, because he also rinses it off before he ever gets started, before he puts any seasoning on it. So, okay, go ahead, Jim, whenever you want to get started. Jim's voice is kind of gone today, so I'm doing his talking for him. And then I gotta swing the camera. Okay. He takes the plastic off of it, and then he washes that really good to get any slime or anything like that off of it before he ever gets started. Then he goes back and he cuts any extra fat off of it, so there's not a lot of fat on it. And I'll show that section in a second too. So while he's doing that, he's going to do the same thing, cut the other piece in half, and he's going to rinse it too, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, they've all been washed off. He laid them in that pan. He'll go back and he'll cut off all the fat. The fat, we have a bowl in the let's see if I can move this up a little bit. There you go. In the sink, in a bowl there, so he can put the fat in there. We don't do anything with the fat. We just feed it to the critters here. Like, we got dogs and we got cats and that type of stuff. That's who gets that. So it all goes, goes somewhere. We just don't throw it out. And I've got dogs and cats that love it. So anyway, this is how he's doing it. He's cutting off as much fat as he can. On the guy that gave us the recipe, Jim Ryan out of Texas, he also does a lot of smoking, or not smoking, but makes cheeses. You get a chance, go look him up. He's on Facebook. He's out of Texas. Really nice guy. He'll help you out in any way. If you want to learn how to make cheese, he'll answer your questions. He shows a lot of stuff on Facebook on different cheeses that he makes. He did bacon, he did the Canadian bacon, he did different things. Anyway, this is how he told us how to do it, and that's how we're doing our Canadian bacon. And trust me, it is to die for. Okay, I'm going to shut it off while he's doing that, but what he's doing is basically taking all the fat off of it, and that's going to take him a little while. So I'll shut the videos off, and I'll bring you back when that's all done. Okay, he's got all the fat cut off of him. We've got the scale out there. Let's see if I can move it up a little bit, or move you back. Hang on, let's go for a ride. There we go. He's going to weigh each one of them, because we can't get it all in a plastic bag, or a Ziploc bag. And that marinade has to be put in on top of each one. You got to have the right pound and right stuff for the amount of poundage that you have. And on those 5 days that it is marinating in this kind of marinating brine type stuff, it's you got to turn it once a day for 5 days. So he's going to weigh them, so that way he can figure out what the percentage of each stuff of the Tender Quick, the organic maple syrup, and that type of stuff that goes into it. So that one weighs 2 pounds. That one weighs 3 pounds. And we got one more piece. And 2.5 pounds. So, a 2, a 3, and a 2.5 is what he's got. That he will sit down and figure it out, how much stuff to put on. We'll bring you back for that. Now, he did get a bowl of scraps for the cats and the dog, but during the time that he was, that's for the cats and dogs, during the time that he was cutting everything out, we got a little bit of meat there that I can still use. I didn't realize that the fat had gone clear through it. So I'm going to use it for, like, I don't know, something like pork fried rice or something like that. And when I get ready to do that, I'll make a video of it so that way you can see what I use that particular part of the meat for. But anyway, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back. Jim's going to put the salt first, the tender quick on the meat. And he's got a little measurement deal here. He's going to show it to you. It's got all kinds of measurements on it. You can go down real small stuff that you ordinarily wouldn't get on a measuring spoon or anything like that. It's a measuring spoon, considered a measuring spoon, but it's a little cup type deal. Anyway, hang on just a second. Okay, we're back. The first one on the Tender Quick will be the 2-pounder that he had weighed out, and he needs 3/4 of an ounce of Tender Quick for it. So he's setting his little measuring cup. He'll get the 2-pounder out here in a minute and show you what he does with the Tender Quick. Now all of these will be the same. It's just the difference between how much Tender Quick you put on it. The 2-pounder will have 3/4 of an ounce. The 3-pound one will have an ounce, and the 2.5 will have 7/8 of an ounce. That's where this little measure comes in really handy, because it comes right down to even 7/8 of an inch, or an ounce. Inch, not an inch, an ounce. Okay, there's his Tender Quick in the bowl. He's putting in brown sugar. Do you want a little small measuring cup to put so you don't get it all over? I'm just his helper and doing the filming. I'm not doing this. I'll be more on the smoking end of it after the 5 days. Okay, he's gonna start from go ahead and pour it in. That's a cup. Okay. What you want to do is put enough brown sugar and enough of the organic, and it can be any brand, but organic maple syrup. And what you're doing is you're mixing that into like a real heavy paste, to where you can spread it out on your meat. So he's adding another cup. So he's got 2 cups. And this same brine can go on all of them if you mix enough of it up.
This is just for one.
But right now this is just for one. But you can mix it all up if you want to.
Mix.
And you just mix your Tender Quick in with your brown sugar. Make sure it's all mixed good. And then you start adding your organic maple syrup. Like I say, what you want is a real thick paste that you cover over the top of it. The juices from the pork will also help marinate this once they start releasing it. And we don't have any measurement on the maple syrup, or really on the brown sugar. It's just whatever you're liking, as long as you get a thick paste. But you want that all incorporated to where it's into a paste. There's no brown sugar looking chunks left. There's no Tender Quick left. You just kind of mix it all up and make a real thick paste that will cover your meat. Looks like he's going to have to add some more, a little bit more syrup to it. A little more brown sugar. About a half cup. It's mostly an eyeball thing there. You just want whatever the consistency to get that paste. The only thing that really has to be measured is your salt or your Tender Quick. It looks like it's pretty close to being ready. I need to get you down a Ziploc bag, apparently. Oh, you got one. Okay. For the first one. Each one's going to go into a separate bag by itself. Because I don't have big enough bags. And they're gallon bags that we're using, so...